Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Thursday. How is everybody doing this week? Alright, let me go ahead and pull up some sign up form. Interestingly, it's actually the same form as last week. It's gonna be slightly different this week though. On the sign up form, it's still 5 rounds, five questions per round. However, we're gonna attempt to do wagering. So on the sign up form, you will have 5 categories listed. It'll tell you all 5 categories, starting with literature and ending with Star Wars films. For each of those categories, you will assign a value between 1 and 5. Each category must have a unique value, so each one of your 1 through 5s will be used exactly once, if that makes sense. Shouldn't be too difficult, but give a 5 to your strongest category, give a 1 to your weakest category, and you should be all right. You have to do it all at the beginning, because otherwise I'd have to have a form for each in-between round, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and is kind of crazy. So instead, if I keep this up, and looks like I might, then I probably will actually have a like a live program or an app or something that would be available through an app store where you can follow along and even submit answers that way instead, mostly to make it easier on you and to make it easier on me, so I don't have to fill out these forms and everything every single time. So if this keeps up, then I don't see why I wouldn't do that, other than I'm lazy. Probably a good reason why I wouldn't do that. Posted the sign up form. Let's see here. I believe anyone can call the sign up form using ! sign up. Additionally, I have indeed determined that my delay is about 13 to 14 seconds, so that's something that I'm just trying to work around. I have the delay set to 0, but I think OBS Studio is just imposing a delay, probably so that my machine can actually create the video, because again, I'm running with not super great hardware, which is fine. It works. I'm not gonna complain. Let me pull up the sign up form, see who else see how many teams we have signed up. Somewhere, sign up form here. Nobody has signed up. Oh, there's one. All right. Looks good. Team by the stars. All right. I'm not sure where everyone is off to. Let's see. All right. Oh, there's the Odegra. Point values and teammates. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I mean I say team size from 1 to 4. If you're 5 or higher, I don't really care. I'm not the trivia police. On top of that, I know a lot of people, especially for online trivia, don't even do a whole lot of teams. But I know like Herc, him and his SO participate together, and that's fine. They chill right there. It is a drinking stream tonight. Team thing, yeah. Team size is 1 to 4. You don't. Oh, you need the form mage. You can call it with the sign up command. pretty sure that everyone can do that. Already did the form. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got here. I've got... Oh, okay, so Mage must be by the stars, I'm guessing. And then Earth versus Soup is the team I know for Odegra. Oh, you know, does that mean that Earth versus Soup is your team name, Odegra? Oh man, that must mean that Miss Perkins is hanging out with you. Is that true? That's cool if it's true. Yeah, that means things. Okay. James and Cindy too? Oh man. Hi James and Cindy. I miss you guys. What are you guys all in a... Are you all on a voice, like a Skype call or something? Zoom conference. Hope you're encrypting your Zoom conference, lest other teams sneak in and steal your answers. James knows. Use your TLS to encrypt your sessions. Yeah, let's write a screenplay. Was just in here. I think he's just hanging out. Looks like Herc is signing up now. I know a few people might be hanging out, might be making accounts. I don't know, or maybe they just won't show up. Okay. Oh, right. Just checking mon portable. Okay. All right. I also got a game of Twilight Imperium 4th edition scheduled for the 31st. I presently have 4 players. If anyone's interested in joining. Oh yeah, crayons. I know there were a few people who expressed interest. I told them about it yesterday, provided the link earlier, so doesn't look like maybe, I don't know. I mean, we'll probably kick it off in maybe 10 minutes or so. It's like it's another team signed up. I'm gonna guess that that's Hercala. Rebel Propaganda makes sense. Yeah, so format. I'll go over the format now that more people are here. I went over it earlier, but it's 5 rounds of 5 questions each, followed by a bonus round. We're going to incorporate wagering this time, so every round will be worth, or every question in a particular round is worth X amount of points. The X is determined by you. It's a number between 1 and 5, which you can only use each number once. So the first category is literature. If you're terrible at literature, or literature trivia, I guess, then you might want to give that a 1. You can't repeat numbers. Every category must be unique, so you'll use all numbers 1 through 5. The round 5 category is Star Wars films, so specifically films. And then the bonus category is somehow related to Star Wars films, or the bonus round is always adjacent to round 5, and you can wager any or all of your points, any number from 0 to your current total. So no shenanigans like wagering negative 10,000 and then intentionally missing it and then somehow gaining 10,000 points. I'm mostly looking at you, Odegra. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, between 0 and your total score, and then it's miss it or make it, or however many marbles you wagered. Should be a little more interesting, since I think going into the last round, I'm pretty sure there was a team that was 4 or 5, more than 5 points ahead, and it was just whatever. Additionally, I haven't talked about this yet because I didn't know if I was going to do it. Every time you participate in trivia, I'm going to keep track, and there will be a participation prize. I'm kidding. But every time you participate, it'll be basically one entry into some kind of drawing that might happen on the 1st of next month. I have no idea what it's going to be yet, and there's no weight given to how much you score or anything like that. But depending on participation, it might be something as simple as an Amazon gift card for $5 to $10, maybe, probably, unless we don't want to support Amazon. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I do. I actually got Prime shipping. Finally signed up for Prime. I kind of like it. All right, it is 7:12. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. I always feel weird waiting, but hey, what are you guys up to? What's everyone been doing? I haven't seen a lot of you in quite a while. We should play more Dungeons and Dragons. Cooking. Nice. What you cooking, mage? Is my mouse pad made of sandpaper? Oh man, is it loud? So every time I move my mouse, you can hear it. I see that, yeah. I see that my mic picks up when I move my mouse. My mouse is actually a gamepad, like a play mat. Like a polypropylene or whatever they're called, neoprene mats. I don't know, dude. It's probably actually my mouse more than the mat. I mean, the mat is rough, but I think it's supposed to be. Maybe I can get something smoother. I'd use the tablecloth, but the tablecloth is probably even worse. Making some hamburger. Did I make hamburger the other day? The first time in ever. Here, I'll stop moving my mouse unnecessarily. Maybe that'll make it better, at least for a little bit. Played some brass last night. 3-player game of brass. It's a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I played brass. And I lost. Been a long time since I lost brass. Wireless mouse. Hey, I'll give it a try. I got a mouse. It's wired, but I mean, I don't mind it. It's nothing fancy. It's a hunk of plastic and it moves my cursor around. It's weird though, because it's so far away from my microphone. But I guess I have headphones in. So yeah, I guess I can hear it when my headphones are out. But when my headphones are in, I can't really hear it. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can try this. remove my neoprene. Is that better? I still see that it picks it up. Maybe I just need to... Maybe I need to just adjust my filter so it doesn't pick up. Well, at least suppress more noise. Is that better or worse? I did deal with the buzzing though. At least I dealt with a lot of the buzzing. I suppose I can start. Maybe refresh this. I'll go ahead and start popping these into the score sheet. Okay. So I don't really need that. Leave that up. And okay. So that should be the correct one. Pop back over here. Looks like our scoreboard is up and working. And now I have hotkeys configured, so this should be significantly smoother, but at the same time, I'm still getting used to it, so I can quickly switch between scoreboard and not scoreboard. I'm also not updating the scoreboard, I'm updating a spreadsheet that the scoreboard references, so that should be a little smoother. I see now, though, that like my bar across the top here sucks, so I can go ahead and, dude, I don't even know, pop this up. No, terrible. Yeah, not terrible. Oh god, snapping. Why is it snapping? That's better. No, it doesn't fit. You know what? Double blackboard. You know what I can do? I can just transform and center horizontally. There. Oh, there's a black border, both sides. Makes it look nice and pretty. Alright. See what else we've got before we kick it off. I'm going to give them another 2 minutes. It's 7:20. We get 20 minutes is plenty. Before we go ahead and get this started, I might play Dragon Quest III sometime in the future, the SNES version, if anyone's interested. Thinking about doing it like once a weekend for a little bit. I've played the game probably 100 times between different consoles, but I've never played this SNES version. Okay, I don't see one there. Okay, pop back over here. Anyone not ready? I'm gonna go ahead and post the sign up form one more time in case anyone has missed it. If you want to sign up, fill out the form, put in your team name. 5 rounds, 5 questions each, plus a bonus round. All right, I have 3 teams signed up, so if anyone is filling out the sign up form, you better do it quickly because we are about to begin in 13 seconds. Yeah, I have, let's see, scoreboard. Teams by the stars. I don't know if you can see those better than I can. By the Stars, Earth versus Soup, and Rebel Propaganda. If you don't see your name on that list, then go ahead and fill out that sign-up form so that I know that you are ready to play some trivia. All right, everyone is ready. Then I'm going to go ahead and post round one. This is your round one answer form. Same thing as last week. If you were here last week, I'm pretty sure everybody was. Go ahead and fill out your form with your team name. I'll go ahead and ask you 5 questions. You give me 5 responses, submit them at the end, and then I'll post the score. Get rid of that scoreboard. You don't want to see that yet. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick this off with question number 1 in the category of literature. Literature. Question 1. In C.S. Lewis's Narnia series, what is the name of the lion that calls Narnia to awake and breathed upon animals to give them thoughts and speech? Good old Chronicles of Narnia. I think I've read about the first half of them. The Magician's Nephew and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Terrible. I might be able to name all 7, but not in order. Silver Chair, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader. All right, question number 2. I didn't get them all, so I'm just moving on. Question 2. Which noble title is held by the character Edmond Dantes in a novel by Alexander Dumas? Or, if you're watching The Shawshank Redemption, Alexander Dumas. Dumbass. All right, question number 3. Who led the crew of the Argo in their search for the Golden Fleece? The category of literature. As much as I would love to ask you Kurt Vonnegut questions. All right. Next, question 4. Which author's The Wasteland tells readers that April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain? What's the name of the author? It also tells us that Madame Sosostris, a famous clairvoyant, has a bad cold. Nevertheless, is the wisest woman in Europe, with a wicked pack of cards. Alright, question number 5, last question of the round. Stephen King's Dark Tower series began with the man in black fleeing across the desert. Who followed him? Oh dang it, just handing you this round. I mean, I think a lot of our literature interests are overlapping, so that's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's fate's fault. Hey, was that SRH? Hi, SRH. All right, go ahead and submit those when you are finished with them. I will go ahead and pull up the form submissions for round 1. Looks like all 3 of them are in, so let me go ahead and score these really quick. So let me go ahead and pull up All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Team Earth versus Soup. Grabbing that. Let's see. Rebel Propaganda. Okay. We're gonna see how this works. And what do we got? 1, 2. All right. And Team by the Stars. By the Stars. Alright. Then that is all good. We will go ahead and pull up the scoreboard. Super fancy scoreboard. Is that I suppose I should probably pull this up. See how actually visible this is. Yeah, that's visible. Cool. And actually like look at it as if I was looking at it, you know. By the Stars, I don't know why yours isn't updated yet. Must just be delay. But yeah, so perfect scores out of Rebel Propaganda and Earth versus Soup. Or, you know what? Let me check my formula, because yours was definitely not. Oh, you know what? I bet that'll probably do it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was still in the cell, and it didn't like that I was still in the cell. It wasn't making the calculations until I was out of the cell. So, okay. You are all good now. All right, category 2, world history. I will go ahead and post. The round 2, I will go ahead and actually post the round 2 form. Same thing, world history. 5 questions, all pertaining to world history. Oh, answers. I guess answers are a thing that we should probably do. Thank you, Mage. Yeah. So C.S. Lewis. We'll go back to C.S. Lewis, the Narnia series. The name of the lion that calls Narnia to awake. It's Aslan. As someone correctly identified, Lion Jesus. Definitely a correct answer. In this allegory, Aslan is the character. No, yeah, related to Star. No, so the 5th round, it's always our theme. So it's the first 4 rounds are, general knowledge, trivia, popular categories, world history, literature, TV, movies, music, whatever. The 5th round is related, or is whatever the special category is, and then the bonus round is related to that 5th category. So Star Wars films is round 5, and everything leading up to that is, just not Star Wars. Unless it somehow happens to be Star Wars, but yeah. The noble title, question number 2. Noble title held by the character Edmond Dantes. The Count of Monte Cristo, the Count. Count is the noble title. I accepted the Count of Monte Cristo. Question 3, who led the crew of the Argo in their search for the Golden Fleece? It's Jason and the Argonauts. Question 4, what authors The Wasteland? T.S. Eliot wrote The Wasteland. T.S. Eliot, by far my favorite poem. It's absolutely fantastic. You can get a recording of T.S. Eliot listening to it. Highly recommend it. Absolutely love The Wasteland. And then Stephen King's Dark Tower series. The Man in Black fled across the desert and the gunslinger followed. And then again, your scores. It posted 20 to 10 to 2. There's your scores. 20 to 10 to 2. With, I believe it was Earth versus Soup. Yeah, Earth versus Soup taking a 10-point lead. And now we are back into round 2. World history. All right. Question number 1 in world history. For which Greek goddess was the Parthenon built and dedicated? For which Greek goddess was the Parthenon built and dedicated? Question number 2. In which European country will you find the oldest city on the continent? Yeah, oldest European city. In which country will you find it? 0 bonus points if you can name the city, but feel free to try. Question number 3. What great disaster befell London in 1666? Which great disaster befell London in 1666? Question number 4. Which Apollo 11 crew member did not walk on the moon? He shares a name with the IRA revolutionary who negotiated the creation of the Irish Free State. If you were here last week, this definitely came up as a topic of conversation. At least I think I remember it coming up as a topic of conversation. All right. Question number 5. On which day in 1605 did Guy Fawkes attempt to blow up Parliament? When you are ready, go ahead and submit those. If you need me to repeat anything or go back, feel free to shout at me loudly. I can hear you if you shout at your computer loud enough. I promise you. I can't. Go ahead and just type it in chat or something if you need me to repeat a question or go back to one. I will go ahead and pull up round number 2 answers, and as soon as I start seeing those come in, I will start scoring them. Back to 2, please. Okay, back to 2. We will go back to question number 2. In which European country will you find the oldest city on the continent? This is kind of a tough question. Like, if you've never been to that city as a tourist, or just, it's kind of one of those weird things where, like, I guess maybe if you study enough European trivia, like, I don't know why else you would know what the oldest city in. Though, I mean, it's not unsolvable. I mean, if you, I'll bring that up after people have turned in all of their answers, which is now. Let's see. So, although, yeah, nobody did get it correct. Let's see. Team for the stars. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's go ahead and fill in our scoreboard. Then I will go over the answers and pull up the scoreboard. All right. Let's see here. Put this over there. There's no I in team. Memers. Oh, hey, Memers. How you doing? Memers. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So So question number 1, I think everybody got this. For which Greek goddess was the Parthenon built and dedicated? Athena. In which European country will you find the oldest city on the continent? I had 2 Italys and a Romania. The correct answer is Bulgaria. Plovdiv is the oldest city in Europe. Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Let's see. Question number 3. What great disaster befell London in 1666? Is the Great Fire of London. I'm pretty sure that everybody got that correct. And why shouldn't you? There's a fantastic board game about the Great Fire of London called something London 1666. Great Fire 1666. Great Fire of London 1666. Yeah, that's what it's called. Question 4. Which Apollo 11 crew member did not walk on the moon? That's Michael Collins. Michael Collins was also the IRA revolutionary. Yeah, same name, different person. Great Plague was also 1666. Oh, was it? It started in 1666? Did I include started befell London in 1666? I mean, if the plague was in 1666, Great Plague of London. I guess that makes sense. Oh, the fire actually probably killed the plague, right? Had you wrote plague and you told me that and it checks out and I trust your judgment more than mine, then I totally would have given you points. Michael Collins. We'll go back to scoring here. Michael Collins. And question 5, on which day in 1605 did Guy Fawkes attempt to blow up Parliament? That's the 5th of November. Pretty sure everybody got that one correct as well. Remember the 5th of November. It's Guy Fawkes night. You have a little bonfire and you burn your little Guy Fawkes effigy. Loads and loads of fun. Scoreboard. Go ahead and pull that up. There's your scoreboard with a current score. Go ahead and pull this up of, let's see, By the Stars with 18 points and Rebel Propaganda with 22 points. And then in first place with 23 points, Earth versus Soup. So, yeah, kind of close scores, but also remember that some people are wagering more or less than others. So something to definitely keep in mind. It is still anybody's game. And then we will go ahead and move on to round number 3. Before we do that, though, I am almost out of beer, so I will go ahead and grab one really quickly. I will be back in 12 and a half seconds. Yeah, good old chair stream. It was a little bit longer than 12 seconds, so I just can't count. I'm gonna do chair stream. Yay, more chair stream. I'm just using a dining room chair. It's kind of comfy. I like it. All right, well, we are gonna move into round 3 if everybody's ready. Yeah, Chair's a better trivia host than me. All right, we're going to go ahead and kick off round 3. Anyone? Oh, I should probably post round 3. Should have done that before I went to get beer. All right, round 3. All right. Oh, I did that. All right, it's fixed. I fixed it. Crisis averted. All right, round 3, film and TV. We won't have any Star Wars film or Star Wars TV in this round. Actually, we might have Star Wars. No, Star Wars TV. Though The Mandalorian is a pretty fantastic show. If you haven't seen it, Round 3. Who's the voice of Aslan? Question number 1. Aslan. Voice of Aslan in the 2005 film The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. He also portrayed Michael Collins in the 1996 film about the IRA revolutionary. In case you didn't know. Fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. If you're into like the beginnings of the IRA and Irish history, I guess. I'm not really big into Irish history, but it's a pretty fantastic movie. Michael Collins, not The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. All right. Question number 2. Which actor top-billed the 1960s television series Batman? Kind of a layup for you trivia goers. It's probably a layup for most people nowadays. I figure if this is something that I know off the top of my head, most people have to know it off the top of their head. I'm sure that's probably a fallacy or something, though. I just assume that it's common knowledge because I know it. Yeah, 1960s Batman. Who was Batman? Question number 3. What character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail insists that, quote, it's just a flesh wound? Monty Python is great because it's like shock trivia that or shock comedy. It's like the only thing about it that really makes it funny, right? But like everybody quotes it. So there's kind of that irony there. Yeah, it's just a flesh wound. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Question number 4. In what movie did Sidney Poitier say, "They call me Mr. Tibbs"? A huge Sidney Poitier fan. We'll talk about some more of his films when we come back to the answer to this question. All right. Question number 5. At 74, who holds the record for longest winning streak in Jeopardy? As a curveball, it's not the person who's made the most money on Jeopardy. Maybe this is an Odegra stream. Odegra trivia. Yeah, go ahead and submit those when you are done answering them. And I will go ahead and score them as they come in. Okay. Just waiting on Rebel Propaganda. Also Propaganda. Also, I recently discovered this orange shandy beer. And it's actually pretty fantastic. I like it a lot. All right. We have probably a round of really super simple questions. I'll go over the answers just because I like to hear myself talk. However, everybody got a perfect score this round. So starting with question 1, I suppose I'll go over the answers first. The voice of Aslan and portrayed Michael Collins. It's Liam Neeson. I guess he was also in a movie called Taken. He was also in a movie called Rob Roy. And I'm kind of already running out of Liam Neeson movies. Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm sure there are lots more. And I'm sure I've probably seen a lot of them. Yeah, Liam Neeson. Adam West is Taken 2 and Taken 3. Yeah, no, we don't talk about Taken 2 and Taken 3, mostly because I've only ever seen like the first 20 minutes of Taken, and I haven't seen 2 or 3. Phantom Menace. He was in Love Actually. Wait a minute. Love Actually is like one of my favorite movies. Where is he in Love Actually? Is that just like one of the groupings that I've just blocked from my mind? I remember the British dude, and then I remember man, I guess I just really need to rewatch Love Actually. They took it off Netflix, so I didn't get to watch it for Christmas this year. Last year, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Stepdad of the Drummer Kid. Oh, man. What Women Want? That was Mel Gibson. I don't know if he was somewhere else in What Women Want, but man, definitely Mel Gibson played the lead role. I think it was Meg Ryan, probably. Adam West, yeah, 1960s. Yeah, The Black Knight. It's just a flesh wound. Oh, The Grey. The Grey is on my list on Netflix, and I haven't watched it, and it's been on my list for a long time. Yeah, good old Monty Python. Sidney Poitier. They Call Me Mr. Tibbs. This is In the Heat of the Night. Everybody got that correct. There's a terrible sequel, if you wanted to watch a terrible sequel. Yeah, Sidney Poitier. He's in Lilies of the Field, which you should watch. Lilies of the Valley? Lilies of the Field. Lilies of the Field. Yeah, it's a Bible reference. Also, To Sir with Love. Fantastic Sidney Poitier movie. There's a sequel. Yeah, In the Heat of the Night. If you're in the Heat of the Night trivia, it takes place in Sparta, Illinois, or Sparta, Mississippi, but it's filmed in Sparta, Illinois, which is down on the southern tip of the great state of Illinois. Question 5, 74. Who holds the longest record? The highest record for, well, longest win streak. That's Ken Jennings. Good old Ken Jennings. Yeah, an absolute hero of mine. I love that guy when I was like, I don't know, I guess a long time ago. Not pronouncing the S. Illinois. There's an S. I don't. Illinois. It's Illinois from now on. All right. Yeah, good old Ken Jennings. All right, round 4. We're gonna do some music. Round 4. Yeah, anyone who's a Sidney Poitier fan, I highly recommend To Sir with Love. To Sir with Love is pretty fantastic. All right, round 4, music. Funny story, there's a question in here that I asked my sister and her now husband last year, and I had to verify that it was still true, and it is. Also, I almost tried to fit in the question that Ken Jennings missed somewhere into one of the rounds, and I couldn't do it because I couldn't verify that it's still true. But which companies, like 70% of its blue collar workers or white collar workers are temporary and only work 4 months out of the year. And while that might have been true in 2004, 2005, I couldn't verify that it was still true today. So, all right, we are on to. Let me pull up the score sheet first. I'll get the flow of this eventually. Score sheet. So in third place, actually tied for second, we have By the Stars and Earth vs. Soup with 33 points. And in first place with 42 points, we have Rebel Propaganda. Again, you can see that these are perfect scores from everybody. So, on to round 4. Round 4 music. Question number 1. Which will actually switch to question number 1 when I'm on the correct window. Question 1. In which U.S. city and state will you find Graceland? Home to Elvis Presley. Funny story, I went to Graceland once when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15. My brother really wanted to go, and my family was taking a vacation. And so we went when we went through the entire house, and I mean the parts that weren't blocked off, the parts that they let you go through. I was not impressed. I probably would be more now, but you know, this was a time in my life when I was listening to Biggie Smalls. Yeah, you can see me, 15-year-old me, listening to Biggie Smalls. Question number 2. Oh man, I can't believe I'm putting this out on the internet. First in 1998 as a band member, and then again in 2019 as a solo artist, who's the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. So incidentally, you can't be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the same reason you were inducted prior. So you can be inducted more than once, like with different bands or as a solo artist. And it's happened many times. A lot of people have been inducted 2 times, but for the first time a woman did it was last year. And if you know the requirements for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you can probably reason this out, unless you just know it. But there are like time requirements between when you release. Yeah, Eric Clapton's there for like 4 times. That was actually another trivia question I asked. This is the question I asked my sister and her now husband, and my dad, incidentally. And then I think the Eric Clapton one was what led into it. All right, question number 3. Which Australian rock band formed in Sydney in 1973 by Scottish-born... That's not even a sentence. Which Australian rock band was formed in Sydney in 1973 by Scottish-born brothers Malcolm and Angus Young? Malcolm Young. Yeah, Australian rock band. Ready for question number 4. Eminem's hit song Sing for the Moment samples what 1973 Aerosmith hit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the song that, where Eminem really went out there and made Aerosmith famous. Right? See what I did there? I'm kidding, of course. Aerosmith was already famous because Steve Tyler's daughter was already in Armageddon. Right? Liv Tyler? Armageddon? It's Aerosmith. Kidding. Terrible. All right, and question number 5. Well, I won't talk anymore. Question number 5. Mozart's 12 Variations consists of 12 variations of A vous dirai je maman, which is the melody used for what famous children's song? I will tell you that the 3rd variation is my favorite. A boo stream, yeah. Boo. If you boo me loud enough, I can hear you over the internet. So go ahead and try it. Just yell. But you have to yell loudly. All right. Go ahead when you are done. Go ahead and submit your answers. And I will go ahead and score them. right, let's see. Versus soup. That's not the thing that I do. What am I doing? No, what did I do? There we go. Oh no, what did I do? It's fine. It's fine. I was editing the wrong sheet. Also, what happened here? Oh, what happened here? Oh, okay. I got it. I fixed it. I Control-Z'd one too many times. Okay. Whew, man. Let's see. Rebel propaganda. Okay. And last but certainly not least, by this, I like that your name has suddenly changed from By the Stars to For the Stars. Okay. Before I go ahead and grade this, Mage, go ahead, if you would be so kind. My first question of the round is asking for the city. So feel free, everyone has already submitted theirs, so go ahead and just put your city in chat, because I see that you've only submitted a state. But I already have everyone's answers, so go ahead and just type it publicly, it's fine. Or don't. I mean, that's fine too. Alright. Memphis is a good answer, because it's the only correct answer. Alright, speaking of, we'll go over the answers, if everyone would like to. Right, let's see here. We will go through question number 1. We already covered this. Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, no problem, dude. It's fine. In which U.S. city and state will you find Graceland, home to Elvis Presley? It's also the burial place of Elvis Presley. Yeah. Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee. Good old Memphis, Tennessee. Question number 2. If I will find my little switcher. Okay. Yeah, as a band member in 1998 and 2019 as a solo artist. First woman is Stevie Nicks. Good old Stevie Nicks. With Fleetwood Mac, obviously. Man. Stevie Nicks is probably one of my favorite musicians. Definitely top 5, but probably top 1, depending on my mood. I just love Stevie Nicks so much. Question number 3. Yeah, Herc, you're the only one who missed that too. The Australian rock band formed in Sydney in 1973. The Young Brothers. AC/DC. Oh, Otager asked me that question. That's probably where I got it. I was definitely in, at my sister's house down in Alabama at the time, and I asked them. So it's very likely if you knew that off the top of your head and had asked me in the past, that's probably why I had asked my sister in the first place. Yeah, AC/DC formed in Sydney, Australia in 1973. Question 4. Eminem's hit song "Sing for the Moment" samples "Dream On." Yeah, pretty big Aerosmith song from 1973. Before all of us were born. And question 5, Mozart's 12 Variations plays off of not Brother John, but Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Scores for this round. I suppose I shouldn't do that anymore. Pull up the scoreboard. And still tied. Is that correct? Wait, did it not update? It did not update. Why didn't it update? Why are you not updating? Hey, round 4 isn't updating. This is calc. Let's see, E12. Oh, I12. I see what I did wrong. Let's do that. There we go. And then I will go ahead and autofill. There we go. Okay, that. My formula was incorrect. All right, let me make sure I didn't do that here. I did do that here, so I'll do that. I'm gonna fix that really quick. Except that's not what I do. It's the sheet name first. This just multiplies the number of questions you got right by the amount of your wager. So in third place, we have By the Stars with 43 points. Rebel Propaganda with 47 points in second place. And Earth vs. Soup with a 1-point lead, 48 points. 48 points. I did pull up the score sheet. Yep, I sure did. Hercala's round 4 score is incorrect. Boy. Ours as well. Oh man, is it maybe multiplying incorrectly? Here, hold on. Good call. Okay. So let's see. I have Earth vs. Soup. Wait. Round 4 wager is 3 with 4 questions correct. So Earth vs. Soup should have a score of 12 in this round. It does not. Okay, so it must be multiplying by the wrong. E3 times I3. Let me check this. Oh, wait. This is Earth vs. Soup. Yeah, E3, I3. So E3 echo 3 times I3. Oh, it's the wrong column. It should be J. So here, this should be J2. Boom. It was multiplying here. E2, J2. Yeah, so let's just extend this out. Let's see if this is better. Is that better? Yeah, it was multiplying your round 4 multiplier with your round 3 score. How does it look now? Is that everybody's look correct? And I have, let's see, By the Stars with a perfect score, and they wagered 2, so they should be at 10 for this round. Earth vs. Soup wagered 3 and got 4 correct for a score of 12, and Rebel Propaganda wagered 1 and got 3 correct for a score of 3. So, By the Stars is in third place with 43 and a tie for first with 45. Earth vs. Soup and Rebel Propaganda. Any objections? Do I have a tiebreaker in place? I don't, but it's going to be a wager final question, so I'm sure I can come up with a tiebreaker. Play on a one-on-one round of Agricola. Yeah, definitely do that. We could definitely do a TI4 tournament. Wait, a one-on-one round. How does that work when it's 4-on-1 or 4-on-2? All right. Anyway, back to... Oh, yeah, the answers. Wait, I already went over the answers. Yeah. 12 variations is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And yeah, I already went over the answers. Yep. Round number 5 is Star Wars films. Star Wars films. No films are off limits. But Star Wars films. These are like official Star Wars films. Not necessarily that documentary about R2-D2 and how him and C-3PO stayed in their trailers because... Oh yeah, round 5. Round 5. There. I just a heads... Yeah, it's going to be one question from each of the 3 trilogies, and then, one question from each of the newer, like, add-on films, stuff like that, or whatever they're called. All right. Question number 1, if everyone is ready. Question number 1. What is the name of the settlement where Rey trades salvaged junk for food? This is Rey. I'm not even gonna say Rey Skywalker. Terrible. There's going to be a Star Wars Xmas question. There's no Star Wars holiday special in round 5 at all. Like, I know that you all would kill me if sometime during round 5 I just threw out a Star Wars holiday special question, so I didn't do it. Yeah, the name of the settlement where Rey trades salvage junk for food. Question 2. What did Luke Skywalker tell Han Solo he was going to investigate on Hoth? All right. Question number 3. In Rogue One, what is the Empire removing from the Holy City on Jedha? Interestingly, I need to go rewatch Rogue One because I saw it when it was in the theater, and I haven't watched it since. The same, incidentally, is true of The Phantom Menace. I saw it in like 1999 or 2000 when it was in the theater. Haven't watched it since. Question number 4. Excuse me. Which actor plays Lando Calrissian in Solo, A Star Wars Story? Another movie I think I need to rewatch. Saw it in the theater and I haven't seen it since. I'm sure it's on Disney Plus. Just haven't got around to watching it yet. Again, I mean. And question number 5. In which Star Wars film does George Lucas cameo as a blue-skinned alien named Baron Papanoida? Papanoida? This is actually a piece of trivia I didn't know until I was looking up Star Wars film questions. But it was a neat piece of trivia. Incidentally, both of his daughters were also in the same scene or in near scenes. The same scene, yeah. I suppose that's kind of a hint, right? And when you are all finished, or if you need me to go back, just go ahead and give me a shout. But when you're all finished, go ahead and submit your forms, and I will go ahead and score them. All right, let's see here. That's not the one I want to edit. This is the one I want to edit. Jeez. Okay, perfect. Then if I pop back over here, still waiting on a submission. All right, wait, what was 3? I will go back to question number 3. We'll actually go through all of them one more time. The name of the settlement where Rey trades salvaged junk for food. Question number 2, Luke Skywalker told Han Solo he was going to investigate on Hoth. Question 3 is, in Rogue One, what is the Empire removing from the Holy City? Question 4, what actor plays Lando Calrissian in Solo: A Star Wars Story? And 5, in which Star Wars film does George Lucas cameo as a blue-skinned alien? All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay. By the Stars has changed their name yet again, and that's cool. Whoa. All right. That answer. All right. We're going to go over these really quick. This might be my fault, but oh well. Question number 1. What's the name of the settlement where Rey trades salvaged junk for food? Yeah. So this is not Jakku. Jakku is the name of the planet, the system. It's Nema Outpost. Someone did get it correct. So if everyone had thrown out Jakku, I probably would have considered, actually accepting it as correct. But since it was answered correctly, yeah, it's Nema Outpost. Nema Outpost is the name of the actual settlement. Question number 2, what did Luke Skywalker tell Han Solo he was going to investigate? There's a meteorite. It's a meteorite. Actually, it was a mage. Mage that got it correct. Yeah. He's going to investigate a meteorite in Empire Strikes Back. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. Let me go check it out. Won't take long. But then it takes long. In Rogue One, the Empire is removing kyber crystals. Good old kyber crystals. Question 4. Lando Calrissian is played by none other than Donald Glover. I don't know why someone in their answer claimed that Donald Glover was a bad word. I mean, I guess you have your opinion. I like Donald Glover. I think he's funny. And there's nothing you can do about that. Question number 5. This is Revenge of the Sith. I accepted episode 3. George Lucas makes a cameo. He does not look good in real life. But the makeup team did a pretty good job. And he looked pretty good in episode 3. Swearing vendetta on you. Oh. Why is Miss Perkins swearing vendetta on her Kala? Is that because of... Oh, that was you. Yeah. You're talking about the... I don't know, like... Donald Glover. What do you have against Donald Glover? Perk? Seriously. Here's your scoreboard. Go ahead and pull that up. Pull up my scoreboard and take a look at the scores. In third place, we have Earth vs. Soup with 60 points. In second place, we have By the Stars with 63 points. And in first place, Rebel Propaganda with 65 points. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Now I'm going to throw this out. Your wager will be in the topic of music from a totally legitimate Star Wars film. Totally legitimate Star Wars film. It's going to be a music question. So, what is that? Is that my notepad? Does my notepad get out of there? Yeah, so from that category, go ahead and submit your wagers. me Donald Glover? Why are you calling me Donald Glover? Anyway, music from a totally legitimate Star Wars film. Plan on. Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine there might be riots, maybe a boycott after this. Okay, 2 wagers, waiting for 1 more wager. I will go ahead and put your wagers in. This is by the stars, for the stars. You know what? That's cool too. And then, what do we have here? Earth versus Soup. Have your wager. And just waiting on Rebel Propaganda. Rebel Propaganda with your wager. Okay. That is an acceptable wager. Okay. Everybody's wagers are in. I will go ahead and pull up. Note to self, it's by this. Yeah. I mean, I don't care. I know who you are. All right. So your final category, final question. What real-world 1970s rock band performed Light the Sky on Fire as an unnamed band in a musical sequence in the Star Wars Holiday Special? Unarguably the best of the Star Wars films. Totally legitimate. Donald Glover. Yeah, real world 1970s rock band. Form? Oh, form. Yeah, I suppose that you probably need to actually be able to answer the question. So in order to answer the question, feel free to put your answer in that form that I just posted. Thanks, Herc. I would have, if no one had said anything too, I never would have posted a form and we would have sat here all night. Legitimately. Like everyone just like looking at each other and like, hey, what's up? All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and close that. All right, we'll go ahead and do this. All right. And then I will go ahead and pull up this and pull up this. All right. All right, everyone's answers are in. I have finished actually publishing all of the scores, so let's go over to this screen. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special, you probably know this. Although I figured someone might get caught up with, like Jefferson Airplane. But in fact, everyone actually answered correctly, and it is in fact Jefferson Starship. So yeah, Light the Sky on Fire. I would definitely go ahead and go give that song a listen. In fact, head on over to YouTube and go check out the full movie, which exists over on YouTube. Definitely worth the watch. Most fantastic Star Wars film. Here's your final scores for the evening. By the Stars ended with 73 points. Really close game. Earth vs. Soup, 120 points. And Rebel Propaganda, 130 points. Yeah, I mean, Rebel Propaganda went crazy and just bet everything, which I guess is also what Earth vs. Soup did. So it really just came down to, Rebel Propaganda had to miss it, but in fact they didn't. So yeah, thank you all for participating. I don't think I have any more. Oh, I do have a few more things before everybody just takes off. Next week, it's going to be the same time. Yeah, definitely the same time. Yeah, 7 p.m. Central on Thursday. the 28th, and then I have a poll. So feel free to vote in the poll here. I've gone through a few different categories, like good category ideas. I have a whole long list of category ideas for the round 5 in the bonus category. Go ahead, and if you want to vote for a particular one that's up there, these are ones that off the top of my head I'm really willing to do. If you can see those, man, maybe those are really hard to see though. Yeah, those look really, really hard to see. Let me see if I can make that bigger. That's what she said. The poll is actually at the top left of the screen right now. It's just really, really tiny. So if I go ahead and unlock this and stretch it out, maybe? How's that? Is that readable? Let's pop back over here and see how readable it is. So I go to a full screen, maybe. That looks better. Yeah, so yeah, in order to vote, so like if you wanted to vote for Stephen King, you could do !vote space King. You could do actor tribons. Like I give you 3 films and you tell me the actor that's in all 3 of them. The Cold War, #1 in music. This is just like, you know, either the top charters or something like that. Modern board games, because I know I love board games and y'all love board games. Yeah, it's totally up to you. Was multiple votes a thing? Multiple votes, I don't think is a thing, just because of the way Nightbot handles polls. And it's actually not even Nightbot, it's the poll bot, but it's per account. It should only let you vote once. It should be taking the votes. It should be. If it isn't, then I'll just tally them, because there's like only 3 of you. Although I guess if you know, like James and Cindy and Anne are going to be participating in the future, if they want to vote, if they're going to be here next week, then absolutely feel free to vote. But it should it should show you, or it should actually make it live that it's voted. Like games. Maybe it's not taking votes. Maybe I broke it because I'm terrible. I'm the worst human being in history. All right. All right. It looks like there's a lot of votes for. Let's see. I have 2 votes for King. I have 1, 2. Second vote was the yes. Oh, I got you. And now I have to hand tally things. All right. It looks like so Mage voted for games. My vote doesn't count. C-Sect has voted for games. I have 3 votes for games, 2 votes for King. Looks like it's going to be King. How is it going to be King? How is 2 more than 3? I see 3 votes. C-Sect, I'm not sure who you are, but yeah, if you plan on being... I mean, your vote counts, so... Am I crazy, though? Did I miss a vote somewhere in here? I mean, don't count my vote, obviously. Okay, all right. That's James. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, so it looks like it's gonna be board games, which is a category. I mean, the 2 people who didn't vote for games, I know played board games. So, oh, yours for actors. Oh, you voted for actors. Oh, so then it's 3v1v1, which means that games wins by even longer. So this is gonna be modern board games. How does everyone feel? Like, we took an hour and a half. Not even. We took a little over an hour because we started at about 7:20. How does everyone feel about the format? How would everyone feel about going to 10 questions per round? Three v2v2. Oh, Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot, Josh. Your second vote was a legitimate vote because it was the yeso. I get it. I for some reason, like, you told me that and I counted it, and then when I thought about it later, I didn't count it. Yeah, 3v2 v1. So if everyone's good for 10 questions, I mean, the reason I didn't do 10 questions was I figured, with all the wagers and stuff like that, I don't know how well I'd be able to quickly calculate scores and stuff like that. But I used Google Sheets, and I automated most of it. Like, even all the multiplication and posting the scores is all I have to do is I originally, when you sign up, put in all of the wagers, and then for every round I just put how many you get correct, and then it just does all the calculations. Super simple stuff. If everyone wants to do 10 questions, I assume that the time would be about doubled, which means we would go about 2 hours instead of about 1 hour. I'm okay with that as long as everyone else is. So I'll go ahead and prep 10 questions unless people really object. And if there are no objections, I'm cool with that too. I'll probably end up writing them tomorrow. Yeah, I don't mind more questions either. I think the more questions, the better too, because I kind of want to, like, I want to do more questions, and I feel like, with 5 questions, I don't want anyone to, like, strike out, make the questions, like, super difficult. But at the same time, I don't want to, like, lay up all of the questions either and make someone uncatchable or, any kinds of the crazy stuff there. The biggest thing is just, sometimes finding 10 questions in a category, it just takes a little bit of time. It's not something I'm not willing to do, but some questions I rip just straight off of either trivia sites or whatever, but some questions it's like, well, this is interesting. Let's write a question about it. All right. Well, yeah, we'll plan on Thursday of next week, 7 p.m. That's 7 p.m. Central Time. So I know some of you are not Central Time. Actually, I don't know that. Maybe I do. I don't know. Some people are in Eastern Time. Although Let's Write a Screenplay didn't join us tonight. I mean, he was here earlier and he did host. So, yeah, if anyone is interested in writing a screenplay, feel free to go to letswriteascreenplay.com or check out twitch.tv/letswriteascreenplay. In 10 days, we're going to be doing basically live screenplay writing. And on letswriteascreenplay.com, you can submit character ideas and stuff like that for different episodic adventures, we'll say. And then they're going to be live writing beginning on the 31st. Basically just episodes. We're using the characters, and it's going to be community driven, which should be pretty neat. If you're interested in something like that, yeah, check out letswriteascreenplay.com. That said, we'll go ahead and I am going to go raid Mr. Jonathan Ong. If anyone has not heard Dr. Ong, this guy is absolutely fantastic. He is an Australian doctor of music. He basically learns and loops music basically by ear. He has perfect pitch. Absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite musicians. But yeah, if you would like to join us over there, feel free. Love you guys. I will see you all next Thursday.